As silly as it sounds, it took me a long time to realize the value and the benefits of making a list. And in the military, I learned to do this all the time for everything. Nowadays, I even use it for shopping, for tracking appointments. I put them on a calendar. The benefit is just awesome, and it wasn't until I committed to making a list that things started to change. I used to spend a lot of time rebuking myself for not accomplishing as much as I wanted to throughout the day. I'd start out with the great plans of what I was going to do, and then gradually throughout the day, they kind of just disappeared, and half of the good intentions got lost into insignificance. So you can imagine what that makes you feel like. That left me feeling like I didn't accomplish anything. And that wasn't a good feeling. Then I began to write a list of things I wanted to do in the course of every given day. In the military, we call this a POA, a plan of action for everything that you wanted to accomplish into your goals. And this could be done at home, it could be done at work, you know. And once I had that plan, I began to prioritize which ones were most important to me that I wanted to get done first. And then I would tick these off or have little check boxes next to them. And guess what? These little check marks are just like magic, right? Because they give you this magical sense of power over your mindset. They pushed me on to finish any task that I could gradually get through the list. They pushed me, and it made me realize this. If I could do this one, I could do the next one. This knockoff effect was that I worked faster and I was more dedicated, as though I was on this super mission. This also made me aim for perfection. I could only tick the job off when I was finished, and it had to be finished properly. I could not cheat. No cheating. You say, seriously? And I'm like, yes. If you could only put in half the effort, you're only going to achieve half the outcome. And I looked at it like this: the only person I'm going to let down is myself. And by not doing my best, I'm letting myself down. So the overall effect was pretty astounding. You know, though through doing nothing more than a list and a few ticks, my days suddenly turned positive. I reached my targets and beyond. And I felt proud that I was succeeding. It might be a small achievement, but it made me realize how these small steps truly make a difference. By prioritizing the important tasks, they were done, and by the end of the day, they were not tasks that were not accomplished. They could have been moved to the next day, but I didn't, because I was prioritizing and it felt good to get it done that day. Now, if I had to move the task, that's okay. But if I had to move it twice, it went to the top of my list for the third day, because I have to get those tasks completed. So, silly rules, but they motivated me and they made a difference. You'll know what works for you. Your working day might not be the same as mine, and you might be thinking that this video isn't going to work for you. But you have to look at every area of your life. Are there letters, emails that you have been putting off, phone calls? Is there something you haven't replied to that you need to reply to? Why are you putting that off? Sometimes it's easy to put things off because we don't want to do it, or simply we just don't want to be bothered to do it. But you know what? Those tasks hanging around on the I must do this in your mind list, they hang there and they'll nag at you forever. At least they did to me. So try it. Write those chores and things you've been wanting to do on this list, put them on the list and start working at them one by one, ticking them off one by one. You'll feel good to have them out of your way. And when you wake up tomorrow, it'll be one less thing that you need to think about today. So it's something to think about when you're trying to accomplish your goals, when you're completing these tasks, these goals. Write them down and tick them off. The knockoff effect, seriously, is one of the best magical things for your mind. So do this. Take care of yourself. It is a better life.